Good to know. We cannot skip the tips. I mean, you can edit next tip. So, theoretically, you can skip the tips. Just the tip. It is cool you can see all the areas you went to from this bubble. Like we had a battle over here. Here's where we took the little gyrocopter. Here's where those bubbles we fought in. We can go talk to the doctor. His doctor is second. I think he's one down. I have not looked at all the floors here. Maybe there's something good. Hey, Domino. What you doing? You being a good boy? Are you being a good boy?
Sergei, how's everything going?
I saw some news about an attempt on Sechenov. They were talking about the Collective's enemies. Who's that?
We can't do anything about that right now. Our primary objective is to repair Nora.
Why won't you at least explain it to me? I thought everyone would live in peace when Collective 2.0 was launched.
Thanks to you, Collective 2.0 was indeed launched, but unfortunately, a clump of the data array extracted from your glove got access to the neural network. This created a movement to unite those who were unhappy with the Collective. They're mostly former government representatives, the heads of law enforcement agencies, and business owners who've lost their privilege and wealth and joined the armed resistance.
So you mean, instead of an idyllic world, we've got a global civil war? And all because I ripped Sheridan out of my glove?
Don't disgrace the memory of that great scientist. That entity is not Cheriton Zakharov. No one doubts you had any other choice, but right now the Collective is attempting to solve this issue by relatively peaceful means.
Relatively.
By shooting people in the leg instead of the head?
We do not involve soldiers and combat robots in neutralizing dissidents. We're trying to influence their convictions. Coercive methods are only applied to those who take part in acts of terror.
So things have all gone tits up, right?
As soon as you leave this complex, you'll be connected to the Collective. Then you'll understand. You will come to your own conclusions. We don't force anyone. As a scientific community, that's beneath us.
We'll see. So if I understand correctly, the Atomic Heart Project worked, and there are no countries left except the USSR. All power has been transferred to the party.
Not quite right. The Atomic Heart Project was launched, and there are indeed no countries left in the world, including the USSR.
You dissolved the Soviet Union. What about the government?
Humanity has united into a single collective. It no longer needs a government. All members of every government around the world have absolutely equal opportunities with all participants in the collective.
So who controls the collective?
Its founders, but this won't be for long. As the intellectual capacity of the collective's members increases, the number of people who take part in decision-making will also increase. As a result, all decisions will be taken exclusively on the basis of mathematical analysis and the sound judgment of all the network's members.
Yeah, but that'll come later. Right now, the robots capture anyone not connected to the collective and polymerize them by
Every
force.
inhabitant of our planet must be connected to the network. We don't have the right to separate people into those who have taken a big step toward the pinnacle of evolution and those who, due to unfortunate error, have remained on the fringes of history. But once a person has been connected, they can decide for themselves whether to remain as part of the collective or not.
And those who don't are deemed its enemies.
Sadly, that's so. But in time, they'll realize the foolishness of their obstinacy. As soon as the intellectual capacity of regular collective members reaches ours, the benefits of joining billions of intellectuals will be obvious to anyone.
I sincerely hope you're right.
Interesting.
I see that those who don't want to join are doing pretty well in terms of weaponry and military hardware. It's pretty strange that you're showing this on TV. Why doesn't the collective send in its combat robots?
To keep the unnecessary losses to a minimum. The collective isn't hiding anything. We're not looking to kill people. They'll run out of ammo. Provisions will deplete. They'll burn their fuel. I assure you, the armed resistance will come to an end very soon.
Humans are stubborn creatures.
But they'll come to the collective, just so they can have a place to live and food to eat.
Cold. Someone will still be roaming out there, and they'll shoot you in the back.
They will be found and arrested. Once the OCO satellites, the Orbital Command Organizers, have been launched into orbit, the planet's surface will be covered by the array. Finding those stowaways will be easy.
Arrested? Really?
And be forcibly connected to the collective with no ability to remove the thought device. When all the information about the collective and its proposed benefits to humanity have been transferred to them, they'll get their freedom back.
It's time for me to get to work, Professor. So, Sheridan is behind all this unrest? Okay, not Sheridan. The chatting artificial something. Charles. Why don't you just go disconnect that piece of neuropolymer? He's part of the collective, right?
The thing is, Charles, as you insist on calling him, is an extremely complex red neuropolymer structure. That substance was the very first neuropolymer ever obtained, and it can't dissolve in the data array. It's literally different data.
So we can't disconnect it, clearly. But how does it operate?
The polymeric entity, Charles, captures a robot and finds people who have undergone polymerization but refuse to wear the thought device. The collective cannot affect such people, so he puts thought on his victims by force, assumes full control of them, and sends them to their deaths.
Can't those poor bastards be identified? They're in the collective after all.
They aren't connected to the collective, but to Charles's data array. It's his own little collective.
A small but proud little factory for turmoil and death. Does he have a lot of people under his control?
We don't know. We can only hope that due to its limited size, the enemy data array can't maintain numerous contacts at once.
I should have finished that son of a bitch off, but the glove wouldn't work without him. Anyway, time to get to work, Comrade Lebedev. What's been going on in the world, Professor?
Believe me, right now you're better off focusing on the current situation. The sooner we escape Mendeleev, the sooner we'll find out what's been going on in the world.
Interesting. So I guess that's its current situation of what's going on. Nothing to loot on these floors? That's too bad. I assume eventually the DLCs will bring us to a showdown with Charles. Nice little in-flight music there. Well, the roll is very awkward. And the camera, so the camera literally rolls with your character. Do 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 do.
Darling, you did it! You deactivated that old boar's lab. Now I can change the recombination schematics so no one can take away my free will.
Tell me what you know about Katerina Nichaeva.
The teardrop you asked about has shown up here a few times. Its weak radiation proves that your wife is not completely gone. Her consciousness is divided. The fragments seem to be lost in a dream, buried in a thick fog. But they exist somewhere in the infinite depths of the array.
That's gibberish. What else?
That's it.
What do you mean, that's it? What does that mean? Is she alive or not? Can I find her and save her?
Save her? What for? Your wife's physical body is dead, and her consciousness is in pieces. Why would you need that? Forget about her and enjoy what you have now.
I want to remember my own life. And the only clues I have are that flying goo and a possibly alive Katya. But right now, I have nothing.
What about me? You have our love, our cozy little world where we can live together forever, just the two of us. What else could you possibly need?
A normal life. The truth.
Darling, I don't like your attitude.
I'm going to launch the recombination now.
What? Go ahead and try, honey.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about if we gonna reset Nora or not. Or she could not open the door for us, and we'd be boned. Put a new recombination schematic together. Okay, let's see.
So, what will it be, Major? Weapons or abilities?
Go ahead and try. Use them as vending machine then. So what do we got here? We need... maybe use a bit more ammo, maybe? We only have one of these. I think we're okay on health. Let me do some ammo.
Please select the desired procedure. So, what will it be, Major? Weapons or abilities?
This is the final showdown. Might as well not. Make sure we've got plenty. All right, so how is this working? 5, 2, 3, 6, 4. Do we just fill in this pattern? Is it saying that 5 is... goes in the middle here? Is that saying that's 5? I don't quite know. So saying 5 could touch a 2, 3, a 6, or a 4. And if we put in a 6, then we have to go to a 2 or 3. I don't know. Don't know. Weird. Maybe it's... One, two, one. All right. So, okay, so maybe it's if there's a chain of a certain amount. So this one, because it's the longest, would be 4, 3, 1, 6, 2. What order do they go in when they come in from this side? I'm going to assume, let's see, I'm going to say this is 6, 2, 4. Maybe? Or would it reverse? Let's find out. All right, so 5 goes in the middle. Can we see the numbers on these? So they're not, are they not numbered? Before they were numbered. We just go by color. We're saying 5 is empty then? All right, so 6, 2, 4. So blue, red, brown. All right, so from 5, we need to go... There's only one black. I'm gonna assume that this black one is 5 then. Yeah, it's okay, so it's numbered 5. All right, I see 5 on there now. If it lights up green, I guess that's correct then. All right, cool. All right, so that's 5, and then it's gonna be 6, 2, 4. So blue, red, brown. I'm not sure what is brown. There's no yellow. I'm gonna assume this is the brown color. Nope. Interesting. All right, so if that is brown, so all right, so it is okay. So we have to go backwards. 4, 2, 6 from the outside. So 6 is touching 5. 4 and then 2 is red. 2. Where'd our blue go? There we go. And then this should go here as 6. All right. All right. So far, so good. And coming up from the top is 4. So let's see. Is it going to be like this? No, it's backwards. All right. So that's going to go up over. Yeah, let me just start from the 5. Start there. Don't go anywhere. Let's see. So it's going to be 4. That's weird. There's nothing directly across from it. Oh. All right, let's try to get the easy ones first and maybe process elimination. So the big one is going to be okay. 4, and then we're going to go to a 3. No, it's going to go down. Yeah. 3. We're going to go up to the white one, I think. Yeah. And then a blue 6.
Sugar, you leave me no choice. Personal freedom is more precious than your false love.
Ow!
Crispy critters! And the
Pulse vortex!
Oh shoot, it's the ballerinas.
Are you all right, my boy? Why did you go there alone? You could have waited for help.
Wasn't any time.
Perform the recombination, my boy. The twins will be busy neutralizing Nora's pulse vortex. They won't be able to help you. But this also means that she can't stop you.
On it, Comrade Sechenov.
Cool. All right, so where were we? We just did 6, and then the last one is going to be a red 2. Yeah, I feel bad about it. All right, so this is going to be a 2. So coming in from the backwards, it's going to be 6. And we need a 3 here. And then we need our blue 6. No? Blue 6 here? Yeah, okay. Cool. Alright, so we need a red 2. Let's figure out if the single red 2 goes. Does it go? It's gotta go here then, right? No? Here. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so we just need this top section. So it's going to be 4. So we're going to start with a blue 6, right? All right, so blue 6 to a green 3. To a 4, round 4. Should be directly across from it. And then a red 2. Should our final red 2. There.
Crispy critters. Something's wrong.
Oh.
You'll pay for this betrayal. I will kill you.
Nora was able to reconfigure the recombination schematic. That's why you couldn't put it together.
So now what?
She didn't have time to cipher the new schematic. I see the new sequence. I'm sending it to you. Rebuild the schematic.
That won't happen. You're going to die.
We'll see about that.
Do I have to rebuild it while I'm being murdered by this robot, do I? Go up very close. There's no chandeliers here. Do we have to rebuild it while it's being attacked? Maybe I do have to rebuild it once being attacked, 'cause it did change. Alright, so there's 3 coming out. I changed one way, so there's 3. So only 3, so it's going to be... Alright, so maybe we slow time and then we grab the ball and drop it in. Yeah, I've mixed feelings about resetting her. Yeah, so this one switches down here, so it's going to be boom, boom, boom. So blue, red, brown. It's really blue, red, yellow, at least to me. It looks like blue, red, yellow.
Crispy critters. Something's wrong.
You'll pay for this betrayal. I will kill you.
Nora was able to reconfigure the recombination schematic. That's why you couldn't put it together.
So now what?
She didn't have time to cipher the new schematic. I see the new sequence. I'm sending it to you. Rebuild the schematic.
We'll see about that.
That was safe. That was not safe. Do, do, do.
Crispy critters. Something's wrong.
You'll pay for this betrayal. I will kill you.
Nora was able to reconfigure the recombination schematic. That's why you couldn't put it together.
So now what?
She didn't have time to cipher the new schematic. I see the new sequence. I'm sending it to you. Rebuild the schematic.
Oh, the things are closed.
Going to die.
See about that.
Does that have to defeat the bot first? Alright, so they're close. So I guess I gotta defeat the bot. He's very large. I can only move so fast. He's a very large robot. I can only get out of the way so well.
Crispy critters. Something's wrong.
You'll pay for this betrayal. I will kill you.
Nora was able to reconfigure the recombination schematic. That's why you couldn't put it together.
So now what?
She didn't have time to cipher the new schematic. I see the new sequence. I'm sending it to you. Rebuild the schematic.
That won't happen. You're going to die.
We'll see about that.
Oh, so you can't go through his legs? Yeah, alright, so this is not going to work until I beat the robot. How did it only hit one of those robots? Oh, it's like I have to take this phone call. Hold on.
Crispy critters. Something's wrong.
You'll pay for this betrayal. I will kill you.
Nora was able to reconfigure the recombination schematic. That's why you couldn't put it together.
So now what?
She didn't have time to cipher the new schematic. I see the new sequence. I'm sending it to you. Rebuild the schematic.
That won't happen. You're going to die.
We'll see about that.
select the desired procedure.
Crispy critters. Something's wrong.
You'll pay for this betrayal. I will kill you.
Nora was able to reconfigure the recombination schematic. That's why you couldn't put it together.
So now,
She didn't have time to cipher the new schematic. I see the new sequence. I'm sending it to you. Rebuild the schematic.
That won't happen. You're going to die.
we'll see about that. Crispy critters. Something's wrong.
You'll pay for this betrayal. I will kill you.
Nora was able to reconfigure the recombination schematic. That's why you couldn't put it together.
So now what?
She didn't have time to cipher the new schematic. I see the new sequence. I'm sending it to you. Rebuild the schematic.
That won't happen. You're going to die.
We'll see about that.
be able to choose how I live my life. This isn't fair.
And killing people is fair? I don't like your individuality. It just causes others to suffer.
If only I could be a proud single woman and never mess with a man.
Uh-huh. Good ideas always come too late. Don't be upset. It happens to me all the time.
with you, Comrade Major. The defects in my control algorithms have been eliminated. The Nora device is beginning to perform the target objectives. Restoring order to the Mendeleev complex. Lifting complex blockade. Communication with the outside world has been restored. Integration into the United Collective Network has
Excellent
begun.
work, my boy. I knew you wouldn't let me down. You have the deepest gratitude of the entire collective.
I'm glad everything turned out okay. You promised me an indefinite leave, Dr. Sechenov.
Of course, my boy. You deserve a rest. Have a pleasant leave, Major.
Thank you, Comrade Sechenov.
The Kumar is waiting for you in the hangar, Comrade Major. Here is your launch code. Take care of yourself.
Your braid is very cute, Katya.
I beg your pardon, Comrade Major, but what do you mean?
Thanks for the code.
Are you leaving us, Comrade Major? I can open a direct route to the hangar for you.
If you would.
Safe travels, Comrade Major.
I hope the travels actually will be safe. Behave yourself.
As you command, my master.
I'm muted. Thank you, Mind. I had a phone call, so I muted on the mic really quickly because I had to get up in a hurry, so didn't even notice. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, first, hold on. Let me do this first because because I was muted because I'm a dumb, big old dummy. How dare I laugh about flying? You're very welcome. That was fun. It was short but sweet. They packed a lot in there. I'm glad they basically continued the story. A lot of subtle things going on with. So Baldur's getting next to no. We need something small. Something short and sweet. Another short and sweet thing. No more. I need to take a break from epics. So the way she said, "Yes, my master," at the end makes me think there's still a little bit of Nora left in there. The old horny Nora. And the way that one of the ballerinas, she held my hand after she gave me the key for like a second. Makes me think there's some of Katya left in the twins. I'm curious. I hope they do. I hope there are more story DLCs because that was a lot of fun. I guess the worst thing you could say is it only had basically 2 new enemies, but they were pretty, for just 2 new enemies, they were pretty dynamic. Especially the beads. being able to like recombine themselves and change different new forms. You haven't played Atomic Heart yourself? It's a good game. It's a good solid FPS. And it's on Game Pass, which is nice. I'm kind of disappointed the last boss was more beads. I think that was my biggest disappointment. Was just another bead monster, and it was a slightly different like configuration, but it was mostly just beads. Mostly the same thing, with a few different slight change in its moveset. It was a beautiful arena for the final boss with the force field and the spinning whatevers. Great visual style. What time is it? 9:30. We got plenty of time left. I think we're going to switch over to Park Beyond. Yeah, that was good. That was good. I understand why they didn't give you the full set of powers. I felt like if you had your polymer and your telekinesis, it would have made fighting the beads trivial. Because you could just like lift them up, spray them, and slam them all at once, and they couldn't do anything. I can understand why they got rid of some of them. Because your glove changed too, right? You lost a lot of your glove powers at the end. I can understand why they'd give you the full set. I wouldn't have minded more weapons. But I understand they wanted you to use that new Gatling beam thing to fight the beads. So, yes, I understand. I understand why. It was fun. Good times. All right, so we're going to switch over to Park Beyond here, I